spring is coming, and that means lots of different outdoor activities. We got shed hunting, we got turkey hunting, spring bear hunting. So right now I'm gonna run through just some random essentials that I basically keep in my truck all the time, but it's great for any of these spring hunts that are coming up. So I'm just gonna run through the random assortment of gear I have in my truck. And again, it always seems like it's a lot of gear, but it's really not when you start packing other gear in a truck for a hunt. All these things can fit in there in different ways, and they're really essential to have either in the cab or in the back of the truck. You just never know what you're gonna need on a spring hunt. So I'll start off with some random stuff I have. So you see here, it's got a little power adapter. I use this a lot for charging random things like my Garmin InReach, charging my laptop battery. You never know when your co-pilot forgets to bring all this stuff and you need to keep some things charged. So I keep this in my truck, random charge a bunch of stuff. Along with that, as you can see here, I have a bunch of just random knives just floating around. I have an argali knife. I have this random giant knife for whatever reason, just in case I ever need it. You never know. I've actually used a bunch of these knives before, like fixing like snow chains and random shit that breaks. So I just carry these floating in the back of my truck. I always carry some sort of hatchet and a Pulaski, just for, you got some stumps in front of you, need to get it out of the way, need to cut something, you need to cut some firewood, whatever you need to do, you need to dig out a tree to get your truck unstuck. Both of these things will come in handy when you are stuck. Okay, in terms of also getting stuck, like I said, I always carry a set of snow chains. Never know where you need it, and this always reminds me too that I still have to fix these snow chains. I have a broken link in there, and I still need to buy another set. Right now I only have 2 snow chains. I want to get a set for all 4 tires, because I have ran into a lot of circumstances spring bear hunting where chains have been an essential item that we actually needed. And about those same things too, I always have a bunch of random leather gloves just floating around, again, putting chains on, moving trees out of the way on a logging road. You never know where you're gonna need these, or change a tire, whatever. Carry some extra gloves. I carry these big, I think it's like a 4-inch tow strap, just in case I get stuck, or there's another hunter out there, or just a random guy in the woods who's stuck. I can help pull him out, and just keep that in the truck all year. Along with that too, just a giant high lift jack. Again, get stuck, I need to put it on the frame of my truck. I don't care if I beat it up, this is my hunting truck. So whatever, I'll need to get unstuck, and I'll use this whenever those times come. And it's super heavy and really awkward, but again, I just throw it in the bed of my truck. When you're out there hunting in the spring, you will also probably get a flat tire every now and then. So I always carry a tire repair kit, be able to plug a tire really easily. And then when the tire gets low, if I have a flat tire, this is the sweetest little gift ever. My brother gave me for Christmas. We've used this a ton in Montana on hunts, on late season stuff. Just a little tire inflator, actually plugs into the cigarette lighter of my truck. And if I had an ATV, side-by-side, that sort of thing, I can inflate tires that are low, especially the ones on my truck. So I always carry this, and I carry it in the original box too, just to try to keep it nice. But it does get beat up, as you can see, rolling around in my truck. And then also, when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, no cell phone service, it's sometimes nice to be able to check the weather conditions. What's coming up, what's gonna happen the next week. And so this little guy here is a NOAA weather radio station. Super, super nice to be able to track weather conditions while you're hunting and know what's gonna be coming, or it's gonna rain the next day, especially if you're truck hunting. So I always keep that in my truck too, and make sure I also have batteries I need for, at least it's like AA batteries. Little glassing pad. So yeah, I always have a glassing pad with, obviously for glassing, but this is also really useful again for getting on the ground when it's snow, mud. That way I don't have to, demolish my clothes more than I need to if I have to work on something on my truck. So I'll just keep that handy. And then I mentioned before a bunch of times about trees. Last year, Neville and I made the mistake of not bringing my chainsaw. I always carry my chainsaw spring bear hunting. We had a million trees down this logging road. We ended up having to use little small hand saws the entire time. So I have a little hand saw right here. I have a couple other ones as well. But if we had a chainsaw, it would have been a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. So I always carry a chainsaw on spring hunts too. You'll see here too, I have a bunch of different shovels in the back of my truck. Again, just for digging out. If I get stuck, someone else gets stuck, moving snow around. I have a big spade. And then I also have a super old snow shovel I stole from my dad in Minnesota. And then you'll see in the back here, I have 5 gallons of gas. Usually 5 gallons is plenty enough if I run out of gas, or my side-by-side ATV but sometimes I might actually take 2 of those depending on how far in the mountains we're gonna go. And if we're gonna be driving around the vehicle, I don't wanna drive all the way to town, so I'll utilize the gas right there. Toilet paper. Always gotta have toilet paper in your truck when nature calls. So keep a roll on hand, and it's good for starting a fire. Never know, you might need to start a fire when you're out there. Other little random things too. Again, jumper cables. Usually I have a set of these or maybe even 2 sets floating around in my truck. Again, for myself, other people might be near me. And then a little portable battery charger. You need to start your battery. If it's dead, you left a light on, you come back to your truck, no one's gonna be there. Probably good to invest in one of these and just keep in your truck, because again, you never know when things are gonna go wrong when you're out in the backcountry with the vehicle. And then I have a bunch of just random little things I found floating around right now that I'll mention. I carry a bunch of just extra little battery packs in the truck. Obviously I can charge things in the truck, but you never know when you're outside, you need to charge some extra stuff. Little random screwdrivers, and again, a lighter for starting a fire, that sort of thing. And the screwdrivers actually come in handy too, working on chains. Maybe your chains have a bunch of frozen snow on them, ice, obviously. Just, you know, get rid of all the stuff so you can put the chains on. That pretty much wraps it up. This is a quick overview of just essentials for spring hunts. I've obviously done some of these same videos on late season gear, so you can check out those. But this is just a good run through of a lot of the random stuff I keep around for a spring hunt. Because again, you never know what kind of conditions you're gonna go into. You can be prepared to the T, but you get out there, things are obviously different all the time. So if you have any questions, comments, things I missed, definitely drop them in the comments below, because I'm always looking to expand on this or figure out different ways I can make this more efficient. And like I said, spring hunts are unpredictable. So best of luck this spring.